Hello everyone and welcome to another game I played on PTCGO. For this match I'm going to be trying a revamped version of Seismitoad Yveltal Garbodor. As you can see, I'm starting off with only a Seismitoad EX. And the video is a bit sped up just because the match took so long and a few bits of non-action have been edited out. My opponent starts off with a Kyurem. It attaches water energy and uses a maintenance. And then he's going to use a battle compressor, so this is a odd strategy for a plasma deck, to be sure, so I'm not sure if that's exactly what I am in fact facing. And he's actually going to use battle compressor to get rid of Execute, Empleon, and Blastoise. And then uses another battle compressor to get rid of two battle compressors and an Execute. And then he's going to Ultra Ball, getting a Archie. So a weird strategy in so far, but then it all becomes clear when he gets a Archie, uses Stellar Guidance for Archie's Ace in the Hole, fails on a Super Scoop Up, but then uses Archie's to bring Blastoise from the discard pile and draws 5 cards. So now he can attach another water energy, and he's going to have an explosive turn here, using an Ultra Ball, getting a Seismitoad. So he's done quite a bit of setup, and that was only the end of turn 1. So here I'm going to attach a Muscle Band to Seismitoad and then use an Escape Rope. He chooses to send up Archie EX, and to this I can actually use my Starling Megaphone to get rid of the Float Stone he attached during that last turn. I will N. Unfortunately I don't get a DCE off of this, but I do get another Seismitoad and a Darkness Energy, which I will attach to my active. My opponent now will use Deluge to attach to Archie and to Kyurem, so he'll be able to retreat manually and then attack me with Kyurem. He benches a Manaphy, and we see a VS Seeker for another Archie, followed by a Superior Energy Retrieval. So this way he'll actually be able to use a second Archie this turn. So he brought back water, attached it to Seismitoad, and now brings an Empleon to the bench, plays down Stormy Seas, and plays another maintenance. So he's drawing through his deck incredibly quickly, or Rough Seas I shall say. So now with Empleon he will Diving Draw, and just hit me for Blizzard Burn for 120. So here I'm fortunate enough to top deck a Trubbish, which I will put down, and I will attach a second Darkness Energy onto my active, and just use Quaking Punch, so hopefully this will at least slow my opponent down since a lot of the speed is due to his items. But I don't think I'll last too long in this game if I don't get a Garbodor set up. He's going to Lysander up Trubbish and just end his turn since he can't attack due to Blizzard Burn. Here I'm going to Escape Rope once again. He's going to send up Manaphy, and I will promote my Seismitoad. I can use Rough Seas to heal off damage from Seismitoad, evolve into Garbodor, and then attach a Muscle Band to trigger Garbotoxin, then attach my last card, being an energy, onto Seismitoad, and deal 50 damage onto Manaphy. My opponent then heals off his Pokemon using Rough Seas and just ends his turn. And I fortunately top deck an N off of this. So I get an Yveltal, which I will bench and attach a Darkness Energy onto, and use once again Rough Seas to heal off my Seismitoad. Now it only has 30 damage, and I will knock out Manaphy and take the first prize. So I have 2 Enhanced Hammers, which won't be useful in this deck matchup, it appears. My opponent is now going to play an N of his own and hit me with Frost Spear for 30, and also hitting the bench Yveltal on the bench. So Rough Seas is still in play, so I'll heal off Seismitoad. And here I'm going to Ultra Ball, getting rid of a Teammates and a Hammer, since I won't have any use for those. And I will bring up an Yveltal. Just want to have an undamaged one ready to attack potentially later on in the game. I boot his stadium for a Veer Bank and then play an N, and attach a DCE onto Yveltal EX, and finish off my turn with a Quaking Punch. So no more healing off with Rough Seas. But my opponent now is a little bit slowed down thanks to abilities being turned off and the item lock being in play. He attacks and I use a Chorus in my turn, and I'm going to Quaking Punch. Now going into his turn, he will use Blizzard Burn and knock me out, taking 2 prizes, and I'm going to promote Yveltal EX. Here, have a weird choice. I have plenty of supporters in hand and plenty of ways to get other supporters in hand, but I will use a VS Seeker here to bring back Chorus, just because I don't want to Juniper this hand away, and Chorus will net me the most cards. And from this I get another Seismitoad and another Trubbish, which I can put down, and I will do that just to start getting it ready to evolve in case the Garbodor becomes a target. So here I have a choice, do Y-Cyclone or Evil Ball, and I choose to do Evil Ball just because I don't know if I'll hit another energy for certain. My opponent promotes a Seismitoad and attaches a Hard Charm, so that's going to be quite annoying to knock out. He attaches a second Water Energy onto it, and he's going to VS Seeker for a Lysander. So he's definitely going to target down that Garbodor. Quaking Punches for 30, so that's not going to do much damage, but I really can't do anything. I don't want to Juniper my current hand away since it's too many items that are important, so we'll just pass my turn. Going into my opponent's turn, he's actually going to get a VS Seeker for a Lysander's Trump card, then Dowsing Machine for a Super Scoop Up. He tries the Super Scoop Up, and he fails. I'm not sure what he'd get. I'd imagine a Jirachi off the bench. And he's going to Lysander's Trump card, so we both shuffle our discard piles back into our decks. So this is going to be his strategy. He runs through his deck fairly quickly, but he has a way of recovering all those cards thanks to Lysander's Trump card. And then we see an Acro Bike, so once again starting to run through his deck. A Megaphone gets played, and now abilities are back on. He can Diving Draw, gets a Battle Compressor, sending to execute in the discard pile. He attaches an energy onto Empleon and an item, looks like. And now I'm left with a hand I can't really discard, so I just have to pass and hope that he can make quick work of Garbodor, just because I don't want to throw all these items away. And that VS Seeker, I know he plays Trump card, but I can't rely on him saving my items. He's going to Quaking Punch, and I'm just going to pass my turn again. So his turn, he plays another Battle Compressor, and he's going to Diving Draw, getting rid of the Lysander. And here we see an Ultra Ball for a Keldeo, so that hasn't come into play yet, and Archie's Ace in the Hole. There's something wrong with PTCGO. At this time we can't really see each other's discard piles, or even our own for whatever reason. So he's going to VS Seeker for a Lysander, play an Energy Retrieval, get back a single Water Energy, play it down on Manaphy, and just Quaking Punch to end his turn, finally knocking out Garbodor and taking the prize lead. So here I promote Yveltal EX, use Evil Ball for 120, so short of the knockout, but I can take it the next turn. He's going to use Acro Bike, bring back two executes from the discard pile, looks like, send it back with Diving Draw and Acro Bike. I'm not sure what he's trying to hit here. Looks like he's going to play a VS Seeker for another Archie, second VS Seeker for a Lysander, we'll Deluge onto Keldeo twice, and then Lysander. So he's going to bring up that Trubbish and do 30 damage, And once again, I'm left to the hand. I don't really feel comfortable discarding, so I'm just going to end my turn. I would like to evolve that Trubbish if possible, and I do have a lot of my items in my hand. So my opponent is going to try to play another Super Scoop up here, and fortunately he fails. And we see an N. Hopefully it'll give me a better hand than my current one. And I think this is a hand I can actually work with. So my opponent has a fully powered Keldeo now thanks to the energy attachments. I put down a Seismitoad, and here I feel comfortable going to bring this hand away and hoping I get something better, and I actually do. So at DCE, I first think to put it onto Yveltal, but I actually think twice about that. Undo that action and attach the Trubbish. I want to evolve to Garbodor, so I need to conserve it, and I will manually retreat into my Yveltal EX, hitting with Evil Ball and getting the knockout and taking the prize lead. I do get a chorus off of that prize, so something quite useful at this stage of the game where we almost have our benches full. My opponent promotes Empleon, and he brings back Executes, and then is going to Diving Draw, plays another Acro Bike. So again, I'm amazed at how quickly my opponent moves through his deck. He's going to bring back another or Executes again, play a Dowsing Machine for a superior energy retrieval. So with this, he can probably power up Keldeo, but the question is if he'll be able to do it to the point where he can one-shot an Yveltal. So he brings back 3 water energy, and he will deluge them all onto Keldeo. So I couldn't exactly see how many energies were in his discard pile, thanks to the discard being secret for whatever reason at this point. He plays a Rough Seas down, and he's going to play another Lysander Shrum card. So all our discard piles get shuffled back into our decks, and I think this is the last time this happens during this match, but I don't exactly recall. And he Secret Swords my Yveltal for the knockout, and he's 1 prize away from the win. I will play down a Beerbank City Gym. Now that I can play items, I can play a laser and hopefully start taking advantage of poison damage. I attach a Darkness Energy onto Yveltal, play a Muscle Band onto Seismitoad, and a Floatstone onto my Trubbish, hoping that I can evolve it, and I will just Quaking Punch here for 50. So I don't have any Ultra Balls in the discard. If not, I would have played that Dowsing Machine. My stadium gets knocked out for a Rough Seas, and my opponent here hits me, but it's fortunately just short of the knockout, and I can heal off with Rough Seas. I will attach a Muscle Band onto my Yveltal, and here have a few choices of trying to play supporters. I go for Chorus, and I get the right combo of cards here. I can attach that DCE I just got onto Seismitoad and manually retreat it. So this will allow me to go into Yveltal EX and Evil Ball for the win. My opponent realizes this and just concedes the game. Thank you all for watching.